ain't this close.
Maybe just halfway. We're both of us.
Yeah. All right.
You ready?
Yeah.
Seriously, what the hell was that? Yeah.
1 minute, it's a nice leisurely skidoo ride to an abandoned icebreaker.
Next, it's -50 in a Dr. Zhivago snowstorm.
This is the Barents Sea, Henry. We're only about 700 miles from the North Pole.
Oh, I see. Does that mean the weather doesn't have to follow the rules?
We knew the storm was coming. Just took us longer to get here than we'd planned.
We hunker down and get as much exploring done as we can until Magnus's plane gets here.
In this weather? She's not gonna be able to leave the ground for tomorrow.
Well, then we'll make do with what's here.
All right. Well, dibs on the first tauntaun we find.
Well, this isn't so bad. It's far more intact than it looked in the satellite photos.
Hey, Murray. How's your Russian?
Bosun's locker.
Whoa. Dead guy.
We've got something.
Gunshot wound, close range.
Possibly self-inflicted. Fight for G17.
Latest and greatest close combat rifle on the market.
What's that kind of weapon doing here?
I'm guessing our Russian smugglers were moving something more than just abnormals.
Wow. Well, they were expecting some serious trouble.
Let's check out the rest of the ship.
Yeah.
The bridge should be just up there.
You okay?
It's not my first dead body, it's just...
More raw than in the sanctuary labs. I certainly haven't got used to it.
I don't want you to, Alistair. That's not why you joined us.
You ready? More bodies in here.
My God.
This explains why the ship ran aground.
Multiple gunshot wounds.
Single bullet here.
Ditto.
Same here.
From the pattern of the body falls, I'd say this was a Mexican standoff that ended badly.
They killed each other?
It looks like it.
My intel says there was a skeleton crew of 10. They were traveling light, just enough to keep this tug moving through the ice round the clock.
9 bodies at a Tarantino dance party. 1 downstairs in a locker.
Yeah, it looks like he might have killed himself as well.
So what's the punchline?
Russian smugglers put a container full of Hollow Earth abnormals
And a few crates of guns.
and a few crates of guns on board an old icebreaker approximately 2 months ago. They head out to sea from the Ostrovnoy port.
Yeah, our sanctuary picks up a lead on the buyer. We're all set to take them down, and then the ship never turns up.
I tracked every possible route given their original bearings, but there's no sign of it anywhere.
Because why? They fell asleep at the wheel, they crashed the ship, and they're so mad at each other they kill themselves? There's got to be more to it.
What about the abnormals?
Right. Terry, why don't you come with me? We'll go see what's in the cargo hold. Henry, you and Murray head down below decks, see what state the generators and boiler are in. Alistair, see if you can get a radio working that'll punch through the storm to update Magnus. I think we're going to be here for some time. Wasn't going to be a rescue mission.
I know. But when those Hollow Earth abnormals asked us for help, I thought we'd won a small victory. And these guys grabbed them.
Yeah.
There it is. No evidence of gunfire. This was a tooth and claw massacre. Looks like they turned on each other.
Well, when they finally ran out of food?
Most of these boxes are rations. It's evidence of a fight, but it was short-lived.
So these guys tore each other apart while the crew was in a gunfight up on the bridge.
Any luck with the radios?
I managed to get the power up, but there's no signal, in or out. I'm sure the antennae have all been crushed by the weight of the ice.
Yeah, we can rig something up for short range, but there's no way it's going to penetrate this storm.
What about light and heat?
Well, the main generators run off the engines, but those were badly bruised when this tub rammed its face into the rocks. We should be able to run an auxiliary without too much trouble, though.
Yeah, there's still a bit of fuel left in the tank, so I should be able to get one of the boilers going. Now, everything's shifted off its mounts, but I'm hoping that doesn't prove to be too much of a threat.
All right. You give her a hand with forensics in there. I'll see what I can figure out on the bridge.
Oh, I have a bad feeling about this.
It may just turn out to be a huge grave site. We'll figure out what we can here for Magnus and get out.
Agnes, no. This is not making me feel any happier.
Steady on, mate.
Can understand how human beings could do it. I spent 8 years in the SAS before I left to work with Declan. Things I've seen men do to each other. I prefer to work with abnormals.
And this group knew each other. I mean, they came up from Hollow Earth together. They survived on the surface together. Why would they suddenly turn on one another?
Maybe it was something viral. Something in the water or in the air.
You know, Magnus was infected with this thing once. It started with a whole pot of mermaids trying to tear themselves apart. She went down to figure out what happened, and then when the thing got a hold of her, it made her want to kill Will. Which, you know, I kind of understand. I felt like that myself a few times, but never because of the water.
Could that be what we're up against here?
Well, I was underwater, had a lot to do with atmospherics and pressure changes. I don't think that thing could survive in this environment.
Yeah, well, if we don't get this working, I'm not sure how much longer we can survive in this environment.
That accounts for all the Hollow Earth abnormals that contacted you.
What are we supposed to do now, Alistair? I'm cold and I'm frightened. We should sink this ship and call the mission.
I'm afraid we're stuck here until the storm lets up, my love. And there's the mystery of what happened here. Aren't you curious?
I'm a xenobiologist. It's my job to be curious. In the face of this kind of brutality, I'm afraid I've lost my taste for it.
Come here. It'll all be okay.
Suck it, Tesla. Let there be light!
I am the god of hellfire. Slight gas buildup.
Sealed room, 2 months of leakage. They don't teach you that in special soldier school. Instant heat, almost electricity. This icebreaker is practically back in service.
Nine guys, 9 guns all pointing at one another.
Math alone is enough to kill you.
All finished down here. Just closing up doors unless there's something else you need.
Gentlemen.
Magnus.
How the hell did you get here?
I am never, ever flying with her again. You know what I think? I think she took flying lessons from Yoda in her time off. The dials are all going like this. She's got her eyes closed. She's got this whole force thing going on.
None of the ice pilots from Longyear were prepared to go out in this thing.
Practically had to buy the plane to get the keys out of their hands.
The tower never gave us clearance to take off. And we almost crashed twice.
The entire crew.
Yeah, apart from one. You probably passed him on your way up.
All of them died of close-range gunshot wounds.
They killed each other?
One downstairs killed himself.
And the abnormals.
They're all dead, Dr. Magnus. They tore each other apart.
I'm so sorry.
How did you two get?
Badass pilot, not so badass passenger. Probably screamed like a little girl the whole way.
No, not the whole way.
I've flown in all kinds of weather, Magnus, and I'd never think of going out in this. I'm amazed the plane's still intact.
Oh, there's a strut that needs replacing before she'll fly again. Was there any indication that the abnormals had anything to do with what happened here?
Doubtful. The door to the cargo hold was locked from the outside.
All 31 of them were in there when they died.
Well, that accounts for the Hollow Earth abnormals, but wasn't there some rumor of something more on board?
Yeah, they might have been running guns as well. We found a few crates of military-grade weapons down below.
Didn't these guys have access to some of the priority Red List abnormals before the Hollow Earthers came along?
Yeah, that's what put them on our radar in the first place.
Oh, they were rumors we couldn't substantiate.
All right, we've got 2 sets of bodies in 2 rooms and no culprit. I think it would be prudent to search the entire ship, yes?
Agreed. 2 teams. I'll take you, Terry, and Henry below decks. Murray, take Will and Alistair. Start topside and work your way down.
Priority Red Listers.
Very bad monsters would explain the need for the guns downstairs.